Hey guys, this is Ben from Road to VR, and I'm here at Engadget Expand 2014 talking with Scott from Jaunt. How are you, Scott?
I'm good, Ben. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. I just got to see 3 cool new trailers of stuff that you're working on. Can you tell our viewers who haven't been able to see yet, can you tell us what they are?
Yeah, absolutely. So just the first point is that everyone will be able to see it very, very soon. Very, very soon.
Three varies or 2?
I wasn't keeping track. There may have been 5. But it is not much longer for people to see this up very soon. But what we're showing here at Engadget Expand are 3 trailers, each of which that we shot over at New Deal Studios. The first one is actually the one we shot with Greg Plotkin, the director of the next Paranormal Activity movie called Black Mass. We're now showing something we call the Black Mass Experience, which clocks in, I think, about like a minute and a half, minute 45. But it really gives you a sense of what it's like to be in the middle of, I think, a captivating, tense horror experience. And it's really being done, it's true stereoscopic imagery. But if we just really nail the visuals, which I think this is really compelling, it's still not enough. You really need the sound to complete these things. So what's really cool about each of these, the Black Mass and the other 2 I'll talk about in a second, are all mixed in Dolby Atmos at Source Sound in LA. They're a new friend of ours, I guess you'd call them a partner in this point of working on stuff, but they really know how to take the full sounds that we collect in ambisonics and do something phenomenal with it, which is bring in the original background and then build on top of it, which gives you a sense of deep immersion. So that plus the visuals really gives you a sense of being there, and I think it really completes the sensation. So you'll definitely be able to see the horror experience soon. We're also showing, for the first time, the trailer for Kaiju Fury, which again is a New Deal experience that we shot. With this one with Ian Hunter. Ian Hunter did a phenomenal job. We built a giant set, a photoreal set. Well, I'm sorry, it was built to scale, and it's really highly detailed. And then what happens, fascinating, is our camera was put a very low perspective, and we had giant creature effects, people in really well-built cinema-level suits. It looks phenomenal. It really gives you a sense of scale. And then when you slow it down just about 10%, it gives you that extra sense of weight. And again, like working with Atmos and the sound that we collect, it gives you this real sense of immersion. This won't convey just by talking about it, but when you hear the roar and the reverberations off the city around you of the giant kaiju, it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And then lastly, we're showing Matt Gratzner, also from New Deal. We're showing his extended trailer for The Mission, and The Mission is the World War II rescue epic, which is a lot of fun. Brian Hart has a cameo, Brian from Road to VR, and it is phenomenal. Again, I could talk about how great it is to see, but if I didn't talk about how great it sounds, it wouldn't convey it. Like, we actually have a tank that we brought to the set, and it actually replaced another tank we did have that failed, so we had to have one brought up from Los Angeles. I'll talk about that another time. But doing the sound effects, not just of how the sound of the impact of the tank as it hit the ground, but then adding to it in Atmos, just really gives you, again, that sense of weight, and of course the pyrotechnics. So all these things together, it's really exciting. But I think the other part that's a lot of fun is that we're showing these also in Google Cardboard. And I think it just gets to the fact that we will release our content. We can put it on anything. We calculate a left eye and a right eye with high resolution, and we can put it on the Rift, we can put it on the Gear VR, we can put it on an Android device to play through Google Cardboard, and when Morpheus is up and running and the dev kits are out there, we'll start getting that as well.
And for the 3 experiences that I just got to see that are supposed to be here very soon,
yes.
What's the first way that people will be able to see those?
By download, and it'll be a very public, free download. It'll be readily accessible. Extremely.
And how long are these experiences?
So the trailers, I really should measure the time. I think all in all, three trailers are about 6 minutes. The Kaiju is about, I think, a minute, and I think the other 2 are between 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes, thereabouts. I don't think that's the right math for adding up to 6 minutes, but you get the idea.
So the trailers will be put out for free, and then if people like them, eventually somehow they'll be released fully. What is the runtime of the full experiences?
Honestly, I think not all of them have been finished, and I think, but my gut's telling me that the runtime is probably gonna be about 5-6 minutes. I don't think people are ready. Look, I love this medium as much as anybody, and maybe I love it a little bit more than anybody, but it is something that I think it's going to be progressive. This is not meant to replace film. It's not meant to replace television. I really think these things are their own experiences, and half the fun of like doing this with some place like New Deal is that we're learning the language that it takes to make these things, and dealing with the fact that you can't have people like the crew surrounding the shots. You're being mindful of where people are, and also where the light's going to be or where it's coming from. If you're going to have lights, it needs to be natural or something organic. It's a prop on the set. You don't want to see a big umbrella light, unless you're shooting a concert, which we've done plenty of times, and those things are just stuff you expect to see anyhow.
And what is one of the key takeaways that you have learned, or do you guys feel like you are really making good ground on what this language for film and VR is?
Yeah, I think we are, and I think that one of the benefits. I mean, look, really, what Jaunt is all about. We're about developing the system that enables the creatives to go out and create, right? And there should be as few obstacles as possible to that creative process. The camera looks alien. It's going to look even more alien fairly soon, but at the end of the day, it's a recording device, right? And right now, we're able to go from shooting to being able to see what you shot at about 15 to 20x real time, meaning for every minute of reality that you shoot, it takes between 15 and 20 minutes to process that to look at 1 minute inside of the Rift, the Gear VR, or the Google Cardboard, or the Morpheus. So that takes away a barrier. Taking the heavy load of hand stitching something into place, we're removing that from the equation. Right now, you can take what you've shot and go into Avid, Final Cut, Premiere. So that takes away what's going to be my nonlinear editor of choice. Color correction, our friends at Assimilate have already developed a version of Scratch that you can look at your color grade in real time in the Rift. So you're using known tools for color correcting, and the audio portion, being able to go directly into Dolby Atmos and come back out in a format that can be played back in normal headphones, just shows like this process is for the creatives. So the stuff we're learning with New Deal is a force to be reckoned with. They just finished up on Interstellar with Nolan, and I love seeing what they come up with, and I can't wait to see what other people in the community come up with. I mean, that's really how we're going to grow, and how VR in general is going to grow. We want to see everyone succeed and tell the stories we haven't even thought of. But I think we have some best practices to at least help share and get people started.
And can you give us a little update on the camera tech? Last we saw was kind of an array that you guys had put together, but I understand that's evolving over time. What was these experiences? What were they shot with?
So this is all being shot on our current prototype. Everything you've seen. What's happened in the meantime is that our algorithm gets smarter and smarter. The color balancing that happens in the algorithm gets smarter and smarter. And everything about it, I mean, it's the whole thing. I mean, you have to kind of look at what we're building as a brain that can think at, say, 10,000, if it was a brain that could read, read 10,000 words per minute. The obstacles are, in the beginning, like say when you're in stealth, what glasses you can get for it, right? Even though you can read at 10,000, if you go get your glasses off the shelf, you're going to read a little bit slower. But as you start to get to the point where you're getting better and better glasses from better and better quality places, and your brain can think more clearly, that makes a huge difference. So the optics change. And I'm not saying we've changed our optics, right? But the path towards making this thing better and better and let our brain just think faster is rapidly happening. So stay tuned on more information for that. But yeah, just even off of our prototype, we're really doing some very cool stuff.
Cool, thank you so much, Scott. We'll be looking forward to those trailers coming out soon.
Yeah,
thanks for talking
pleasure.
with us.